Hey, what's up guys, my name is Cherno. Welcome back to another reaction kind of thoughts video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Battlefield 2042 official gameplay trailer. So last time we took a look at like the reveal trailer. I'll have that video linked up there. Obviously it wasn't exactly gameplay, although I do believe it was like engine real-time rendered footage. This time we'll be taking a look at some actual gameplay. Now we know that gameplay and cinematics can be completely like two different things. Cinematics always a very controlled environment. The camera is always exactly what you want behind the camera, could be non-existent. Whereas obviously gameplay, that's up to the player to move around wherever they like. You know, to stare at something really closely like the edge of a shadow, if you are me. And of course, that makes it a lot more annoying to design games or other scenes, I guess, in that style, because of people like me. So anyway, let's move on and take a look at Battlefield 2042 official gameplay trailer. We'll have it linked downstairs, I was gonna say, it's a bit weird. I'll have it linked in the description. Okay, so I already missed that because I was adjusting my volume. Pre-alpha gameplay, captured live in-game with up to 128 players. Why would it say captured live in-game with up to 128 players? Like, how many were there? Okay, do we go through this frame by frame? Probably. This is like a gameplay trailer, it's not really like a story trailer. If it was, I probably would watch it first, kind of, you know, give my reaction and then go back analyze it. I'm actually just gonna pause throughout this and see what's up. So if you haven't seen it yet and you're annoyed by this, just watch it, it's in the description. Okay, so this is an interesting little scene where looking at everything from above, always very challenging to do this because even though there is like a few, you know, there are a few pixels per like rock that you see here, it's still very difficult to saturate those pixels with like all the information that you might want to, because there's just such a large area that we have to process. Unreal Engine 5 is really good at this stuff because, you know, their decimation technology is just so good at determining, you know, with the new nanite stuff, determining what is far away and how to then turn that into like relevant pixels to actually render, which is again amazing. So I feel like something like this would definitely look a lot better in Unreal Engine than in Frostbite. I don't know if Frostbite has any kind of similar technology, to be honest. I don't work at EA anymore. Let's look at some of these other things. Yeah. I just love that kind of volumetric fog across everything, just tinting everything red. That's kind of nice to see as well, because there would be like a lot of smoke. You can see there's so much smoke going on that you should kind of see this kind of thick-ish fog, I guess, just shrouding the battlefield, and then and thus I guess everything really would be tinted red from all the fire and all the actual light, since those kind of smoke particles are just catching it and reflecting it back into your eye. So yeah, that's pretty cool. This is pretty cool as well. Bit of an explosion here. This frame doesn't look too great itself. I might be being harsh, and you know, I apologize for that. Again, you know, this is what I'm doing. This is the purpose of this video, for me to sit here and not judge the people who worked on this, but judge what I'm seeing. And I mean, yeah. Some of this dirt as well. I don't know. I'm not as blown away so far. This looks great. Blown away. Anyway, I just want to see some actual gameplay. Just show me like actual gameplay, not just cut together stuff. Here we go. They got some nice little lens flares. Yeah, like landscape's looking a little flat. I don't know, it's kind of hard to, it's just kind of this sandy desert, but obviously like if you were to zoom into all of this, yeah, it doesn't look very good. Like it's a lower level of detail. It's further from the camera. This kind of stuff, especially stuff like, you know, stuff that's way further. The buildings actually look kind of nice. But if you look over here in this area, you can just immediately see the lack of detail. This is so different than like, you know, the stuff that we saw in Unreal Engine. And I mean, I don't want to sit here and continue making comparisons between this and Unreal Engine. What we saw in Unreal Engine was a tech demo that was like I downloaded it. It's like 120 gigabytes or something like that. Or it's over 100 gigabytes, right? This game is likely about that size. This whole game, right? So obviously a little kind of scene with photogrammetry, kind of photo scanned assets with like millions of triangles. It's fine for a tech demo, and with their amazing engine, placing them even this far away and just letting that be and having like everything be decimated in real time, that's fantastic. But it's not going to be in a shippable game. At least I can't really imagine it being in a shipping in like a shippable game to the same extent as it was in that tech demo. So I think that like it's I'm almost biased coming from that amazing tech demo to this, but I feel like when we actually see an Unreal Engine 5 game, maybe next year or something, I mean, it's still in early access, I feel like it might be toned down a little bit compared to the tech demo. So this is kind of, you know, what we're seeing now, but hopefully in the future, maybe in like 5 or so years, we will actually be seeing way more detail here because we somehow have the storage capacity for that. And then we can also just decimate it at runtime and figure out, you know, per pixel kind of contributions to all these colors so that it's not that kind of flat shaded look off in the distance. Because that I think honestly is still one of the biggest issues, you know, with games. It's scenes like this that it's just so difficult to do anything for, really. Again, not that it looks particularly bad, but it just looks particularly average, if that makes sense. It looks particularly like what we've just seen for like years, and that's just the state of the industry, I guess, right now. But maybe Unreal Engine 5 kind of technology can change that. Those clouds in the background look really cool. Yeah, wow, this dust cloud. Is that like part of the dynamic level or something? Reminds me of Rush almost, how like it just changes over time. Oh, that is a nice explosion. This is just reminding me of like fun times in Battlefield right now, which is great. Wow, that was really cool. Oh yeah, these effects are great. I don't know how they're doing this. Like, I don't know if they're real explosions that they've like filmed and then they're compositing them in game. Maybe it's some kind of procedural thing made by their own tech or by something like Houdini. I'm not sure. But this looks like, you know, film industry quality VFX here. And I think that adds, honestly, so much. And the thing is, again, to me, that's the thing that really stands out. Like, looking at these scenes, they almost kind of like, they're like, yeah, they're nice, but, you know, they've got the kind of just the problems that we are kind of used to. And it doesn't make me go, whoa. But this stuff does, like all these effects and just... man, I mean, just look at the amount of particles flying around. Like, that's really cool. Like, I really do just love the whole kind of effects environment that's going on here. By the way, when I say visual effects, I'm specifically referring to, like, particle systems. So, like, things like explosions, things like debris flying around, sparks, that kind of stuff. That's kind of referred to as VFX. I love this setting with like the high-rise buildings and just like the war zone in the middle of them and the high-rise buildings at night with neon lights. That's really cool. All these like emissive materials and all the bloom going on is quite nice. And it's very like almost cinematic feeling bloom, you know? It's not that kind of like old school bloom where everything's just blurry. It looks like it's almost like, you know, with like anamorphic lenses and stuff, which is cool. Strapping like C4 to a little quad bike and then sending it off. That's nice. I like how much fun this trailer incorporates. Oh, here's another beautiful shot of the whole city. Yeah, wow. See, this is kind of nice. Having all that dust there, having all that, like, I don't know what to call it, like dust, like volumetric fog, whatever you want to call it, but just the fact that the light is actually catching all of those volumetrics and is thus creating this kind of fog that's fading out. That's a great cover for like having to not render assets far away in as great of a detail. Because obviously they didn't have that fog as much here. They still had like a little bit of fade, I think. But it's very kind of slight. You can tell that it's there on the buildings a lot more than in like the actual sand dunes. But for here it's a great little cover that I think makes this scene look better. Did I skip past what we saw? I don't remember. No, I think I saw this part. Yeah, here we go. This is where I stopped. The gunplay kind of reminds me of Call of Duty, to be honest. I don't know why, but it just feels a little bit more arcadey and less kind of the Battlefield 3 kind of realism, I guess. Yeah, wow. Wow, that is a nice looking tornado. Look at how thick that feels. Just looks like clouds. That's really well rendered. Explosion in the background. So much debris, so many particles, man. That's really, yeah, that's cool. It's almost like they don't need that suppression or that dust just because they can fill the screen with particles. That's a nice shot. Love the sky as well. Ever-changing battlefield. Not sure if that's because it actually changes, like with the rockets going up, or if they're talking about the destruction that we've gotten used to. Yeah, wow. It was a very excessive title. Lots of flickering. July 22. Oh, prepare for more. Okay. When is this coming out? Is it coming out at the end of the year? I mean, I kind of expect so. So July 22. Okay. So that's not that far away. Hang on. Xbox Series X, Xbox One. So this was us watching this on an Xbox Series X. I assume so, maybe? Did they say what it was running on? Okay, so play Battlefield 2042 starting October 22. So October 22, I guess, is the kind of open beta access and when it begins. Okay, cool. Yeah, it doesn't really say what it was captured on unless I missed that in the beginning. But I assume this kind of Xbox title that is about to appear after this implies that this was in fact captured on the Xbox Series X. Anyway, what did you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Yeah, I mean, like, it looks fantastic. I don't really see any new cutting edge engine features here, to be honest. I just think that maybe it almost looks like just a refined version of the previous games. I have not played Battlefield 5 or Battlefield 1. The last Battlefield, I think I played 4 a little bit, but 3 was just the one that I played so much. And to be honest, I feel like I was way more excited for Battlefield 3 because it was such a leap from like Battlefield 2. Obviously there was like Bad Company 2, which also looked pretty good, but Battlefield 3 was like this whole new thing. This, like, it looks great, but I just, maybe I'm just older now, but I just don't feel the same kind of enthusiasm to actually play it. But I think the environments are fantastic. I think the VFX is just off the charts, and I think this will be definitely an interesting game to check out for the next generation. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave your suggestions in the comment section below as to what you want me to look at next, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.
Yeah.